Hey guys, how's it going? It's your boy MKS here, back here with two of my ideas and dreams for a new Juventus. I completely messed up the intro because I meant to copy J Just Juve when he says "Ciao Juventini of the world," and then I was going to say it's your boy MKS, but I've been distracted by two cats, so I don't know if you can hear him purring. It's pretty cute, but it is really difficult to upload a video when you got two cats around. But anyway, I hope you're well wherever you are, and I hope that Juventini around the world, as well as many people as possible, to be honest, check out these videos and support my channel and like and share the video and all that kind of thing, especially Juventini of the world, but also football fans and especially Italian football fans. And I'd love to know what you think about cats. This guy wants my attention quite a lot, so they're a lot more sociable than people think. I think there's a lot of people think cats are antisocial, but you can see they're quite sociable, and keeps trying to bite me though. So I think they're quite clever. They know who feeds them. So anyway, as I say, I messed up the intro a bit, and as ever, I probably went a bit over the amount of time I wanted to leave for the intro. So here goes. These are ideas number 11 to 20. I hope you enjoy. Yeah, I wonder if you can hear him purring. This one, Panda, his name is. But yeah, what do you think he looks like a panda as well? I'd love to know what you think. I know I'm going a bit off topic, but he does sometimes try and bite in my ear as well. Anyway, and they got sharp nails as well, sharp claws. But yeah, I'm just adding these two in here for any cat lovers out there as well. I know a bit off topic to the football stuff, but sort of for any people who love cats, and especially those who love cats and Juventus or Entrical football, as well as cats. This video hopefully will be these videos hopefully will be something that you will really enjoy, doubly so. But anyway, I'm going to try to stop waffling, and here you go. If he doesn't bite my ear off before the end of the video, here goes. So number 11, as I said in part one, and I suppose what these videos are about mainly, and what I'm thinking about today is like 11. The number 11 means changes for me, like thinking about changes, although as a creature of habit it is quite difficult. Another thing I meant to do for this video is my other video, stand up when I was talking, but also wanting to have a bit more of a masculine voice, a bit like J Just Juve, but rather than my usual feminine voice. But it is what it is. I hope J Just Juve checks out these videos and enjoys them as well. But yeah, so what getting to the point, so what could Juventus change to improve to get back some of their glory days, or even go beyond their best days that they had in the past? Because I don't know if Juventus have ever won the World Club Cup. Maybe I should have read about that. Maybe I should try and find out if Juventus have ever won the World Club Cup. And I think to be known as a truly world-class team, not just in Italy, not just a good Italian team, but also a world-class team. And I suppose on behalf of Italian football, I would love to see them win a World Club Cup, maybe. I'd love to see Italian teams generally win things like Champions Leagues, World Club Cups, or whatnot. So it'd be interesting if Juventus could win things like that and get back to those glory days. I'd love to know what Juventus fans think of Allegri. I don't think he's doing a very good job at the moment, although I haven't really got to watch much football recently, so I can't really say whether the brand of football he's playing is that good. But the results, I don't know if it's because other Italian teams have improved or for whatever other reasons, like if Juventus can't invest financially due to getting in trouble for transfer dealings or whatever. So I'm making a judgment on what a lot of people say, which is Allegri's not doing that great a job. And also the fact that they were winning the league in Italy, at least, even if they weren't necessarily doing well in Europe, now they're not. It does make me wonder if Allegri is the best man for the job. I'd love to see Zidane, Zizou as I often call him, become the manager of an Italian team like Juventus, especially as Zizou was a former Juve player, and see what he could do. And if he could bring that experience or what he had from Real Madrid. I mean, he managed Real Madrid, which is a team he used to play for. So I think it's probably about time he managed Juventus, if I could get him to do so, or someone like Pep Guardiola, if he did leave Man City. I think that would be interesting, as he's accomplished a lot at Man City. It would be great to see what he could do for a team like Juventus, And maybe if Juventus got the investment that I dream that they'll get, then it could tempt him, I suppose. But I'd love to know what Juventus fans think, as ever, as well, like about what you would change about the club. Who would you like to see manage the club? Are you happy with Allegri, or would you like to see a new manager? If so, who would it be? Would you like to see what Zizou could do, or would you love to see someone like Pep Guardiola, or even someone like Jurgen Klopp or someone like that? And I'd love to see more attacking managers in Italy, because I'd love to change Italian football to see it become more attacking and that kind of thing. Number 12, I'd love to also at the same time though to know what Juventus does well, if anything. I know in the past it did well, but is there anything now that the club does well that it should stick to? And I'd love to know from Juventus fans how many are happy with the direction of the club, or how. Again, I suppose I'm sure Juventus fans would love to see change, like see Juventus win the league again and things like that, and also even the Champions League and competing again like they did in the past. At one point, I think Juventus won like 8 or 9 league titles in a row or something like that. I think it was 9 actually. But I'd love to, as I say, hear from Juventus fans about what sort of things you would like to see change, and what if anything should be kept the same, and how can the club get back to its glory days. Number 13, as I say, it's a guilty pleasure of mine to support Italian football, because it's not always the most ethical, shall we say, to be honest with you. So as I say, it's a bit of a selfish sort of thing that I would love to see teams like Juventus do well. Arguably, the club, you could say, doesn't really deserve to, because of the Calciopoli scandal and some of the transfer troubles that they got into. But maybe other clubs do that as well and haven't really been caught yet. But it's still quite bad for the club to have done those sorts of things, and I hope a lot of those things will change. But a few times Juventus have lost in Champions League finals, and it's quite disappointing getting that far and losing. But maybe it's a bit of karma, or maybe, yeah, as they say, what goes around comes around. Maybe it's just justice because of the Calciopoli scandal and things like that. But anyway, moving on, number 14, I hope the club will learn how to learn from those sorts of things and ensure that it doesn't happen in the future, so that lessons can be learned. And I'd love to see the club solve those problems. Number 15, as I often say, like I do try and do things differently, but because I try and do different things, but because of my habits and how certain numbers remind me of certain things, it's difficult for me to change when I do these list videos, because certain numbers remind me, as I say, of certain things. So I find it difficult to change and adapt. Someone told me I'm slightly autistic. They say they could tell from my voice, apparently, because I have a monotone voice, or I have no inclination in my voice, they told me. So I wonder if that is something that it's like my habits. I just thought it's a Michael thing, but maybe it's not just a unique thing for me. Maybe it is some autistic traits or something like that. But what I would love to see Juventus achieve is getting lots of investment and bringing in the best possible players, 3 young Italian ones. Again, I know I mentioned that point before, including in part 1, but which means it's not really. As I think the sub should be doing more to bring young players, because I think it's as it means youth in English. Number 16, I'd love to read and hear from other people about what Juventus could do to become a world-class club, what ideas could be shared, and like the open exchange of ideas. Maybe people could write on the Juventus website or the official channel and the YouTube channel, the Facebook channel and the YouTube channel, any ideas that you have, any people who might come across this mad video here, this mad guy here, and talk about what Juventus could do to improve, so people can share ideas openly. I think it'd be cool if the club allowed and enabled even people to exchange ideas on how to improve the club to become world class. That could be like things like how to attract investment, which is really important for a modern club to mention, or it could be ideas of how they could improve the youth and give younger players more game time, at least some young players could be on the bench. So if Juventus are really losing badly and the game's gone beyond them, or if they're winning really well, they could bring those players on from the bench. So that would be another way to develop young players. And maybe in training sessions, some of the older players and even former players like Del Piero, Baggio, Zidane himself, maybe even Zizou, Ronaldo, maybe even if he could be tempted sometimes, and people like that could come and do some like coaching with the younger players, so they could help them to come through, and they could be ambassadors and coaches for the club and things like that. Number 17, I'd say I'd love to see Italian teams like Juventus winning Champions Leagues and World Club Cups. When I was younger, I used to a lot of time Juventus along with AC Milan were the top Italian teams in terms of winning European trophies and probably also domestically. But I used to stay up really late, or I used to try and wake up really early in the morning rather to watch the Champions League highlights of when Juventus used to play Ajax and teams like that. So sometimes the highlights would be on in the morning and I missed the game. So maybe the game wasn't even on TV, but so I'd have to wake up really early to watch them. And I remember them beating Ajax over 2 legs and things like that. Unfortunately, they lost in the final to Borussia Dortmund and to Real Madrid a year later. So they went to 3 finals and only won one of them. So I think that was a bit disappointing, but it was disappointing for me. I was distraught at the time, and I'm sure for most Juventus fans, but as a fan of Italian football generally, I found it really soul-crushing. But I'd love to see Juventus get back to those glory days by actually winning those trophies and looking at ways that Italian teams can be more ruthless in terms of winning those finals, having more belief maybe, or whatever psychological things that could help them to win. And I'd love for there to be committees and think tanks to talk about what Juventus could do to continue to improve. And I suppose improvement requires change. Number 18, I'd love for people to share any positive things about Juventus, positive stories, memories, what the club means to them, or success stories, especially at youth level, and things like that. Number 19, as I said in part 1 again, I would love to promote any company that invests in Italian teams like Juventus, and I dream that the club will get investment from so many different sources from across Africa, Asia, Latin America, across Europe, and all over the world really, to investing in, having shares in and equity in the club, and look at any legal ways they could get the most possible investment legally, maybe like even legal teams looking at what they could do to ensure that they stick within the right side of the rule, but maybe look at ways, loopholes they could have for acquiring investment where they don't fall foul of FFP or things like that. I wonder if you can hear Panda purring again. I don't know if it's that loud, but obviously I can hear it, but I don't know if you can hear him purring. But yeah, I'd love to see how Juventus could get that investment. And number 20, I hope that there'll be lots of investment in youth facilities so that Juventus can have as good youth facilities as possible and learn from other youth facilities around the world, including from France and Brazil and all around the world, to see what ideas they can develop from. I think it's called Fontaine in France, and things like that. So I'd love for them to learn how to make those youth facilities, which will benefit hopefully themselves and the national team, and even Italian football generally perhaps, but especially themselves and the national team. And anyway, I am out. Peace and love.